You know what you should do? You should follow me on Twitter at Bromo018. Link in the description. Do it now. What is going on, everyone? It's Bromo18 here as always, and today we have for you episode 44 of this Ajax career mode series on FIFA 19. If you are yet to check out any of the previous episodes before this one, then I advise you, highly recommend you go and watch those ones first, otherwise you will of course receive spoilers, and you'll have to be thrust into the middle of it and won't really know what's going on. I absolutely promise you will not be disappointed. But if you are here as always with the regular viewers, then let us continue. We do have a couple of games today. I think we're going to sim them. That is because, if you remember from last episode, there's so much going on transfer window wise that we want to focus on that really at the moment. So we're actually going to have the Graafschap and Victoria Pilsen game, but we're going to sim both of these games. I do think so anyway, because there's a lot going on in the transfer window, and I want us to really get this sorted ahead of the long season incoming. There's a few incomings I want to talk about that could potentially happen, but before that, I think we're gonna stick with the Graafschap game first, get that one over the way, then I can go into discussing it with you guys. So this is a team we're rotating a little bit just for the sake even of stamina issues. As you can see, the likes of Van Drongelen and Fossimenta as well, a little bit down on energy levels. So Blind and Pershers come in for them. Anana remains in goal. Hakimi and Tagliafico at fullbacks. Frenkie de Jong at holding midfield. Donny van der Beek and Hakim Ziyech as more advanced midfielders. Sassani Bande, David Neres and Yusuf Poulsen up front. Just keep rotating really. We'll need to do it again with the Champions League game coming up. So just trying to keep the squad as fresh as possible, but also as strong as we can make both teams. So yeah, the first game of the episode will be against Graafschap. Hopefully we can get a win. Of course, the fact now that we are simming it may make it more challenging. We might lose or we'll find a struggle to win more games along the way. So we'll see how this one goes. They've had a decent start, and let's find out if we can match that. Yes, we can. 1-0 in the end. Left it late, 79 minutes, and it's Matteo Cassiera who comes on and rescues it for the day, but we do get a win on the board, and that is the most important thing. That means it does make it 3 wins out of 3. Excelsior, PSV, and now Graafschap are the ones who have fallen victim to us early on, and that makes it 3 wins out of 3. Groeneveld saying he wants a bigger role. He plays most games. I'm not going to pay much attention to that. We have also had a loan offer for Myron Boadu. Let's quickly go into that. We're not looking to loan him out. He's part of the first team now, and clubs will have to buy him permanently and spend a lot of money if possible. So yeah, we're going to reject that offer. Still waiting on Frenkie de Jong, David Neres, and also Tyne Koopmeiners' negotiations. It will be a lot of work and a lot of movement if we lose those 3. We're certainly waiting on those transfers generally for a lot that we want to do. We'll continue with the training here, and then I can show you just what is happening in terms of incoming transfers. So yeah, we got these guys. Obviously, most of them you will recognise, but also Viktor Saygankov. He is currently at Dynamo Kiev. He has been highly recommended in the comment section. So many people have been saying try and sign him. I do believe the rumours are that Ajax are after him in real life, and I tell you what, he looks extremely good, and I've even done a lot of research on the internet as well about him, looked at him and parts of his game and stuff, and he looks like a really good player in real life as well. Have a look at his stats. There's certainly ones that you could work with and you could even improve. He's gone up to an 83, but that has actually proven to be a stumbling block. As you can see, he's now valued at 29 million. I've offered 25 and they've stalled on those negotiations. I also offered Mats Raui as well as part of the negotiations, but the problem is it's just too much money. I know we have the money, but as I've always said along this way, it's a realistic career mode, and I don't believe Ajax would spend this sort of money on a player, and as a result, we may have to leave that one by the wayside. It is unfortunate, it is a shame because he looks really good. But, I just don't think it's going to happen. Meanwhile, Mine Odegaard, they're still stalling on those negotiations, waiting for a response. Also got a few more players we're scouting here as well. Justin Kluivert, who people will remember, he did used to play for Ajax. He went to Roma. He's in and out of the Roma team in real life, you know, bits and pieces. The likes of El Shaarawy, Zaniolo, etc. have been making it a bit more of a rotation option. In this, I believe he isn't playing week in, week out because of the fact he hasn't grown in his overall rating exponentially. So, you know, we'll see how that one goes. Wait for a scout report on him. Also with this guy, Javiro Dilrosun, I hope I've got that name right. He currently plays for Hertha Berlin, 22 years old. And a winger again, not sure about his work rate, or his weak foot for that matter, but he is another option. We're certainly going to see how that one goes anyway. We would have him as a right winger, as a replacement for David Neres should he leave. And also Tahith Chong, who has been highly recommended yet again. He is much more appealing on the eye, high work rate, 4-star. Still young, can play right wing, left wing. I think he's certainly one. We could look to bring him in on loan, I believe. And I think that would be very realistic for us. They've rejected a loan offer from, I think that's a team in Brazil. I can't remember the name. Could be someone like Fluminense, but I might be wrong with that. But I think that's a team in Brazil. They've rejected that one, but we'll see how this one goes anyway. So yeah, we could bring him in. So still waiting on the final report for Vindel as well. Could definitely be looking to bring him in. So we'll see how that one goes. For now, I'm going to advance. I'm expecting moves in the transfer window before this game on Tuesday. So I'll be back to you and we'll see how that one goes. Just to let you know, guys, I've just seen this and it's something that I'm yet to see about my own player. It turns out in this article here, Next Generation, best young players to watch this season, Mike Voss has made the list. So that's very impressive. 17 years old, of course. He broke into the team last season. So it's good to see him on this list, and hopefully he can have a really good season. He'll certainly have more features along the way, and you know, that'll be interesting to see how he does. So yeah, just thought I'd skip your attention to this here. Pretty impressed with that. Well, my friends, you rejoin me. We've had some more movements in terms of incomings. Dynamo Kiev have got back to me on the Saigankov deal. They want 47 million. I'm afraid it's just not going to happen. They want too much money, which is a real shame, I'm afraid. Martin Odegaard is asking for £87,000 per week. And again, it's not something I'm looking to do. So we're going to reject that one again, I'm afraid. It's just been too greedy, and that is not for us. So certainly disappointing, and we better hope we've got some contingencies lined up. Here we go then, guys. Tyne owners, they couldn't reach a deal with Dortmund, therefore he does remain our player. But more importantly, Frenkie de Jong goes to Arsenal for 92 million, and this is a devastating moment for me. What a player he has been. Absolutely remarkable. And I'm just gutted. I'm really gutted that we've lost him. But at the end of the day, I've always said all along, realistic career mode, if we get a sort of a high offer for him, we will sell him like Ajax have done in real life, as he is on his way to Barcelona. And, you know, that's what we've done. Thankfully, we've got a little bit more money than what Ajax made in real life. But, you know, we now need to go out of our way and find a replacement. And I do already believe I have just the person for that. But we'll get onto that a bit later. We've had an offer for Timothy Fosu-Mensah from Red Bull Leipzig, 16 million. And I'm looking for a little bit more than that, to be honest. I think he's certainly an integral part of our team. And I believe that we can ask for 30 million, and that'd be fair. He's certainly been an impressive centre back for us since we've signed him. Absolutely magnificent, really, and he's an integral part of our team. So I think 30 million is a fair asking price. We'll see how that one goes. I've got a couple of players I'm now going to try and sign just before this Champions League game. So I'm going to go do that, and then I will let you know on my progress. So welcome back, guys. Just carried out a couple of important milestones in this transfer window. First of all, Owen Vindel comes in. 5-year deal. We've signed him for 2.4 million from AC Milan. He wasn't going to get into the team there originally. In real life, I do believe he's at AZ Alkmaar. And I think this is a really good signing. A young player from Holland, homegrown, a left back. We've only got one at the club, and that's Tagliafico. We'll need a second one. And also, of course, there are still, you know, rumours that he will leave the club. There's a lot of clubs who've been bidding for him, so it's a good contingency plan. I think he can certainly grow here and fits into our ethos of, you know, sort of cheap players, young players, homegrown as well. that we can develop, and really excited to have him on board. So yeah, that's a good signing for us. Meanwhile, we've also made a bid for Razvan Marin, 17.5 million, and they are stalling on it currently. Don't like, well, you know, I wouldn't like to spend much more than that, to be honest, on him. He will be our replacement for Frenkie de Jong, of course, who we did sell for over 90. But, you know, I don't want to spend too much on him. We've also got Mike Peters, so it's going to be him and Peters, hopefully, you know, sort of shoring up that area in replacement for Frenkie de Jong. So we'll see how that one goes. But meanwhile, we've got this Champions League tie now to look forward to. So have a look here. We're just going to go through the team, really, make a couple of changes. Van Drongelen and Fosu-Mensah can both come back in. Meanwhile, if we have a look here, we can bring Peters in for Koopmeiners. Of course, he's in there in place of De Jong, who has now left. Koopmeiners can come in there, and Dusan Tadic as well can return to the lineup. We'll bring in Arnaud Danjuma Groeneveld for Hassani Bande, and Myron Brado can come in for Poulsen as well. So that's going to be the lineup. We're going to make a couple of substitutions on here. Bande can come in. We'll also replace Schurz. He's a bit tired. We'll bring on Vindor maybe. He'll get his debut for the club. So that is the lineup that we're going to go with. Hopefully we can finish the job here against Victoria Pilsen and go through to the Champions League group stage. As we see in the game, of course, it is 1-0 on aggregate. And we do win 3-0 there. Tyne Koopmeiners, Arnaud Danjuma Groeneveld and Dusan Tadic are the ones who get onto the score sheet. So a really positive day at the office, and we are through to the group stages of the Champions League. I really can't wait to see who we are drawn against, and we should have that one at some point later this week. Unfortunately, Achraf Hakimi has picked up a suspension following too many yellow cards. That means in the first game of the group stages of the Champions League, he will be suspended. So that is disappointing, but thankfully at the moment we do have Mats Rauri. Meanwhile, if we just advance here, should be a couple of movements on the front. We'll have a Champions League group stage draw. We've got some prize money there. We've also had a return for Marin. We'll just go through that shortly. But first of all, I think it's been done. So let's have a look at the Champions League group stage draw. And then obviously we'll go through, after we see ours, we'll go through all the other groups as well. There we are, drawn out of the bowl. Who will it be that we face off against? Atletico Madrid, Schalke and Shakhtar Donetsk. So that's a really good group. It's a real tough group, that is for sure. One that I'm very much looking forward to, though. We did, of course, face off against Atletico Madrid in the Champions League last season in the knockout stages, and we did come through that one, thankfully. Yeah, that's a real tough group for sure. One I'm looking forward to, though. We start off our fixtures with a home tie against Schalke, so we'll have that one somewhere on down the line. Really looking forward to that one. It's a tough group, but again, you know, we have to expect to win this, and you know, be as ambitious as possible and finish as high as possible. But yeah, definitely going to be a challenge. Meanwhile, in the other groups, we've got Dortmund, Man United, Sporting Lisbon, and Galatasaray there. Paris Saint-Germain, Chelsea, PSV, and Basel, of course. Our fellow Dutch counterparts have a real tough group there, and they're going to do well to get through that one, that's for sure. Barcelona, Liverpool, Monaco, and Dinamo Zagreb in the next group. Again, a real tough group, and one team's going to be very, very unlucky there not to come through. Man City, Napoli, Villarreal, and Lokomotiv Moscow. In Group F, we have Bayern Munich, AC Milan, FC Porto, and Genk. Again, another tough group. Group G sees Real Madrid and Lazio go against Red Bull Salzburg and Spartak Moscow. And rounding it off, Juventus, Bayer Leverkusen, Dynamo Kiev, and Arsenal. And again, another real good group. And again, it's just the best of the European teams facing off against each other. And that is really the hallmark of that, displays that in all its romance, really. So, yeah. Get those in the diaries. The Champions League will begin next month, and it's definitely something I'm looking forward to. I'm going to go away now, take part in a couple more negotiations, and we'll see how that one goes. Welcome back, everyone. You join me. We have some more news regarding transfer negotiations. First of all, on the outgoings, broken down negotiations for Nenes. I did ask for, I think, well within the amount that we could ask for. what our assistant suggested, and they weren't interested in that. Fosimenta likewise. They said about 29.5. We asked for 30. They considered that too high, unfortunately. But I do feel like that's fair. You know, he's still young. He's still going to grow, and he's just an instrumental part of our team. And, you know, I think if teams are going to ask for a lot of money from us, we should ask for a lot of money back. Elsewhere, Bravo Morrison, we've had an offer for him from Sassuolo. 13.5 million. And you know what? I'm just going to accept that. I'm going to accept that outright. I think that's more than good enough. You know, he's struggled to get into the team of late. We've got a lot of options in that sort of area. So, you know, we brought him in because I really liked the thought of that redemption story. He's a player that I like very much, but I just don't think he fits into the philosophy and the ethos that we are trying to build here. We're trying to implement. So, yeah, I think that's more than good enough. 13.5 million. We signed him on a free. So, yeah, very, very pleased with that if it will go through the door. Meanwhile, transfer-wise, Razvan Marin, they wanted about 25 million-ish. In the end, when I went to negotiate back with them, I'm just not going to pay it. I offered 18, and that was the maximum. They weren't interested, so that's it. He won't be coming this transfer window, that's for sure, because I think the deadline will pass. Now I've got another contingency plan actually for the sale of De Jong. And I'm going to work on that as we speak. Also, if Rafa Morrison goes, there may be a need to bring in an attacking midfielder. Although, looking at it, we might be okay. It just means, actually, perhaps Voss is going to get even more opportunities. So I think that could be fine, actually. We're going to see how it goes. But watch this space. There is moves to be made yet. Welcome back, everyone. It is now the day of the game. First of all, we've had a loan offer from Mike Voss. We're going to reject it because he will be in and around the first team this season. He's going to get a lot more chances. Rafa Morrison negotiations still ongoing, and we'll see how that one pans out. But we have some movement on the incoming front. There it is. Sepp van den Berg joins Ajax. You'll remember that last season we were interested in him. Broken down negotiations, but this season we have returned our interest. 1.8 million we've signed him for. Great deal for us. £2,700 per week, 5-year deal. Only 18 years old. Currently, really excited about this. Cannot wait to see how he develops for the club. Now, we spoke about a contingency plan and how we're going to replace De Jong. What I'm actually thinking is we're going to actually have Daley Blind playing as a holding midfielder from now on, as a centre defensive midfielder, along with Mike Peters. He can play there. You've just seen it. He can play those position. He played there loads for the likes of Holland and also Manchester United. And I think he'll be great there. To be honest, I think he'll really fit in. And to replace him as a centre back, we've got Van den Berg coming in. So now we've got a real young core of centre backs. All four of them really: Fosimenta, Van Drongelen, Schurz and Van den Berg. And I think they're all going to develop into really nice players. So really excited to see how he'll pan out. And I think that's going to work well. We'll have Peters and Daley Blind as the holding midfielders. People like, you know, Tyne Koopmeiners can fill in there should they need to. He can play centre defensive mid. He's obviously better as a cam, but he can play there. That's the most important thing. So yeah, I think we're getting there. We are definitely getting there. I would like another winger. I would like another winger for sure. And then after that, we might just be okay, depending on whether or not any more players get sold. But, you know, I think we're certainly nearly there, guys. And I'm really pleased with how the transfer season has panned out so far. Other than the fact we have, of course, lost Frenkie de Jong, which was, you know, a massive loss. But I do believe that that we can cope with that. And Mike Peters is certainly someone who has the potential to fill that void down the line. And he's going to get even more chances this season. So looking forward to seeing how he pans out. Still scouting players, and we'll let you know how that one goes in the next episode, because we will have transfer deadline day for you then, and we'll see if we can get another winger in. So that'll be something for sure. We'll also see if there are any more transfers out of the club as well. But yeah, it's gonna be a good one, guys. We'll have the Groningen episode for you next, and we might sim the Zwolle game as well. or on top of, should I say, transfer deadline day. So do make sure you join me for that episode. Sorry I didn't have any gameplay for you today. I just got really caught up in all this transfer stuff, and I really just wanted to get it out the way. And I think we've we've got the core now, and we've done really well this season. We'll have a quick look at who we've signed. Those are the 4 we've done so far. Certainly sticking to our philosophies. All of them, the max age is 21 there. So, yeah, really pleased with how it's gone so far. Really frustrated, though, we couldn't perhaps bring in someone like Viktor Sargankov, who I think would have been a fantastic addition, as well as Razvan Marin, but I think we've dealt with that really well. So, to be continued to next episode. We'll see just how the transfer season ends, and we'll also have that Groningen game for you as well. But on that note, we are going to round it off there. If you've enjoyed this episode, then please do leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel as well. Don't forget to leave me a follow on Twitter using the Twitter handle at Bromo018. Link for that is in the description as always. And on that note, we are going to round it off there. So I've been Bromo18, and I will see you soon.